that brings supernatural blessings into our lives. Please text the words harvest and your amount to 404-594-5717 to be a part of this breakthrough campaign.
I want the church to have a new revelation and a little more depth to our understanding. We need to know that wealth and money in and of themselves are not evil. We need resources to do the ministry and the will of God. However, there are some real pitfalls, some real truths about the alteration of a human personality and the alteration of a human spirit that can take you off track, and you will never be the servant of God you should if you get thrown off track and distracted by the pursuit of money.
The Love Center Vision Statement: crossing all the lines to reach all the people with the healing gospel of Jesus Christ. The Mission Statement: we are a Christian church. Jesus Christ has issued to us a mandate for ministry to all people, especially the poor and lost. Our church seeks to identify and design a healing ministry to meet the needs of the total man, mind, body, and spirit, thereby making active disciples. The intentional strategy: a commitment to the Word of God as the source of truth, a commitment to prayer, a commitment to praise and worship, a commitment to fellowship, a commitment to evangelism, based upon Acts 2:42 through 47.
The Civil War led to the emancipation of nearly 4 million African Americans. As freed people with very few economic resources, they needed to find a way to save their earnings and acquire wealth as new workers in a wage economy. The federal government chartered the Freedmen's Bank in 1865, the very year that the North won the Civil War.
The Freedmen's Bank was a great idea in theory. Newly emancipated African Americans could receive loans to purchase land, could receive advice on how to manage their money.
By 1871, 37 branches had opened in 17 states. The bank hired local black leaders as cashiers and solicited depositors among the formerly enslaved.
The one flaw, though, is that black folk had no money. This is after the Civil War. There are no reparations. So I've always wondered, you created a bank, well, what do you expect black folk to deposit? Goodwill?
Some people invested only a few pennies, but still, they invested. While the majority of accounts were less than $50, the bank ultimately counted nearly $60 million in total deposits from almost 70,000 depositors. But in 1873, a Great Depression rocked the nation.
The Depression of 1873 creates a panic, a run on banks, and banks start failing. The abolitionist Frederick Douglass is brought in essentially to keep those black folk who had made their deposits from pulling out their money, but that wasn't enough to really shore up the bank itself, and within a year or two after that, it collapses.
As a result, half the depositors received payouts that on average were only 3/4 of the value of their accounts. The other half received nothing at all.
The Freedmen's Bank's collapse not only means that black people will not have any of those resources to invest in their future, it also helps to create or animate a distrust in government institutions. So people begin to feel betrayed by the union, by the government, in ways that are going to have lasting effects for generations.
Come and behold. The preaching of the gospel brings the heart and mind of God to the people who need to know and understand His will. God takes the yielded vessels and uses them to point us to paths of hope and change for the better. In times like these, we need to hear a voice that will speak truth to power and love to the lost. Let's be blessed together right now with Pastor Byron L. Broussard.